Looks like Connor is in good form going into the regular season.
Yeah, he had another tremendous game. I thought he played well all over the rink. He's certainly making people around him better, and you like to see that from your captain and your leader.
I know it's just preseason, but what lessons can you take from the way you guys were able to dominate for 2 periods and then didn't go so well in the third for you guys?
No, it didn't, and it's just preseason, but these are areas that our organization has to get better in. We're going to be in this situation a lot during the year where maybe we've got a 1-goal lead and we've got to learn how to play in those situations. We had our way in the third, and in the second, and I think that affected us in the third. And you got to buckle them up. You got to come out and get ready to play. No excuse for taking 2 penalties in the first 5 minutes, losing the face-off battle, and a lot of races to lose pucks. But it's a lesson that we'll have to learn from.
What did Chris Russell do in his preseason debut today?
I thought he did a real admirable job. He he hasn't had the luxury of being around training camp. He's trying to figure out how we want to play the game, and a new partner and a new side to play on. But the things that he does well, he did do well. He controlled the puck, he moved it up, he blocked in front on a lot of shots. It created opportunities to go the other way. So I'm happy with him. I'm glad that he got a little bit of playing time under his belt.
You never answer all the questions heading into the first game, but of the many questions you had of your team in this training camp, who's playing where, who's doing what, how are you going into the first game now? They all answered, or most of them?
Well, I think we're starting, not starting. We're at the end of an 8-game, 3-week odyssey here where we had a chance to see a lot of people in different situations. And, there's the individuals that are trying out for certain spots, whether they're veterans or first-year players. And some have proven they can play. Others leave us wondering, question mark wise. There's players that have excelled in certain situations and others that have struggled. I think of the penalty kill. If you're going to be a third or fourth line player, you got to be able to penalty kill, and we continuously made the same mistake throughout training camp. So, they're not grasping that concept, or we haven't practiced it enough. So that's an area of concern. But moving forward, we're going to have to get ready, and we want to have a real good start here at home. And questions will continue to be answered throughout the season.
Todd, are you seeing 5-on-5s sequences that have you thinking we're getting closer? That second period in particular, the extended stretch, do you feel like that offers you a glimmer of hope that your team
and again, it's concepts that we've introduced throughout training camp. In particular this week, we saw some of that in the second period in the offensive zone where certain players were active, and for us it's an attitude thing. It has to be there all the time. It can't be comfortable for a little while and then get away from it. So, but there are signs of us progressing.
Showing enough to make the team start the season?
I think he's got better every game. Third period struggled a little bit today with a couple turnovers, but he's improved. He's understanding a little bit of how we want to play, and we'll have to sit down as an organization and make some decisions, not only with Yessi, but with a lot of players.
Slepyshev, is he closer? Has he been better?
He's closer now than he was last year. Yeah.
Even though he made the team last year.
I think he's further along right now. He understands it more.
And Pitlick didn't play. Is that a vote of confidence for him? Do you want to look at somebody else's?
Well, we wanted to look at Slepyshev tonight, and Pitter had a little bit of a minor injury that we didn't think we should be playing him in that situation. He's healthy enough to skate, but not expose him to anything else.
So you've got a first line, looks like, obviously, and a fourth line if Pitlick plays there. Your second and third line, you got 2/3 on both lines. I'm just not sure of who's playing on the right side on both lines.
We've got a second line, we've got a third line, we've got to get a few guys healthy, and we've got to put them together. But the puzzle for any team, whether it was Pittsburgh last year or all the Chicago teams, isn't complete because camp ends. It doesn't work that way. The puzzle's going to keep, it's like putty, we're going to keep molding it and twisting it, and it's going to continue on for the whole season. So in talking to you right now, it feels like it's a definitive end and away we go. It doesn't work that way. Tomorrow when we come back, to me it's an extension of training camp. After game one against Calgary, it's an extension of training camp. We have to keep growing our team and keep getting it better. So there's nothing definitive. Talk to me after 10 games and I'll tell you the same thing. There's nothing definitive. It's going to keep growing.
So like Leon is on right wing, but if Kajula is ready to play, and it looks
Potentially,
like he could
yeah,
play,
we
but
could
then
move guys around.
Then he could play third, but if you don't have a third line center, then he's got to play center.
Potentially. Like, we got to play 3 guys on the ice at any given time in certain positions, and that's a given, and we'll move people around.
Are you happy with Lucic and McDavid? Is he gaining an understanding of how to play with him through camp?
I think he has. I thought tonight Luch looked dangerous in a lot of different situations. Some of the things he did on his own, forechecking and creating turnovers. Others he benefited off of some of the plays that Connor made. I think those 3 are just even going to get better as we get going. The last exhibition game is a tough one to play.
Those guys don't want to get hurt.
They don't. They're getting through it because for them the starting gate's 3 days away, and they're just kind of getting through it from both teams. I think we saw that with Vancouver too until they turned it up. But it's a tough game to play.